woman, something. What's that thing? People. Moving on just so you don't be on camera. Huh?
You talking about me?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be on camera. Oh, you talking about the thing?
When you ready to do it. You keep getting that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna move it so you can do it.
I don't know what that is.
All right. You hear me?
Yep.
All right. Let's do the damn
And
thing.
5, 4, 3, 2.
And just when you thought it was safe, it is absolutely, positively not. Good evening, and welcome again to still the most controversial, the hardest hitting, the rawest television talk show anywhere on the planet. They'll move them keys for me. I just left those keys right there. Thank you. Is on TV, but that's all right. Thank you so very much for being here on tonight. Well, tonight is the night. Today is election day in the city of Memphis. The city of Memphis polls should be closed as of right now, left only to those who may have been in line at 7 o'clock. And I really haven't seen, and I've driven around to quite a few precincts on today, and I haven't seen any lines. Um, but we will know, and I'm sure the numbers will start coming in probably within the next 45 minutes, if not sooner, especially the early voting numbers. And I'm going to be so glad. Tonight, I'm going to have to deal with it. Tomorrow night, I will have to deal with who won, who lost, why they won, why they lost. Have to discuss the um, who's going to be in the runoffs. There are going to be runoffs in probably at least two of the city council single district races. There are only runoffs in the single district races. The super districts will have no one of them. And I'm going to give my predictions for what it's worth here tonight on the show. Um, but it's been crazy. It's been lucrative, but it's been crazy. Also, the sheriff's department was busy today collecting these ballots here, the Greg Grant ballot. I wonder if Jim Strickland is going to get his money back. There was a lawsuit that was filed against Greg Grant and the Greater Memphis Democratic Club by several parties. And the sheriff was going around the polls today to make sure, because there was a restraining order that was placed on this ballot, they were making sure that this ballot was not being distributed on today. I saw that and I said, John, that's amazing. Nothing really exciting today happened at the polls. I ended up only cussing two people out today instead of several. Um, a young lady by the name of Kat Allen or whatever, one of her little cronies. I was at Mississippi Boulevard and I was talking to a young man that I know, Jeremy Harris. And well, first of all, one of Devin Clemens' people thought that they would attack me verbally, and I went in on them, and we started talking about uh, some of the things that David Clemens had done, and I started talking about the fact that he was put into investigation by the City of Memphis Police Department and fired for, what's that word, fellatio, oral sucking of the penis by behind a car wash in Memphis. He was fired. The the courts gave him his job based on, I forget what you call that particular organization. What is called Sims won't? Oh, okay. All right. But we got into it, and I said, well, I don't have no problems with him being a wangma thing sucker. That's his business. But sucking wangma things on the job was, and I don't think the taxpayers always paying him to put wangma things in his mouth. And, then one of Cat Allen's person's poll worker says, well, I suck them. I said, oh. I said, okay, well, if that's what you want to do, do it. And then they got into a big discussion about me. And Cat Allen did a Facebook Live about me with only 7 people on the page. That's okay, baby. So we know who you are and what you are going to do. All right, tonight is really, and I'm waiting for some of the numbers to come in. I'm going to go through some of these races. I'm going to open up the phone lines, let you talk about this race. When I leave tonight, I'll be heading to the campaign headquarters of Dr. Harrington as we are looking for a victory on today. I did get a chance to speak to the present mayor, Jim Strickland, on today. He was in Whitehaven at a church, and I went by that particular church, and he spoke. Mr. Matthews, how are you doing? I said, Mr. Strickland, I am doing excellent, and that was about that on that as far as the conversation was concerned. But tonight is the night to cut that, quick that onto that. Excellent, and that was about that. Move it out the way so it's not heard. I'm looking at a lot of these races tonight, and I'm going to make certain predictions tonight. I'm looking at these city council seats. City Council District 1. You have 3 people in the race, but you've only heard about 2 persons in the race. I don't even know whether the 3rd person was even campaigning. I don't even think I saw a sign, a brochure, and that's between Sherman Greer, who is the incumbent, Don Bonner, and Rhonda Logan. Now, it's my prediction that in that particular race, because of the strong campaigning that has been done, it's my prediction that Rhonda Logan will take that particular position. I don't think that there's going to be a runoff in that due to the lack of campaigning on the part of Don Bonner. I don't know whether Don Bonner is a man or a woman, but their name is on the race. Remember, to win in the single districts, either it's got to be 2 persons in the race. If there's only 2 persons in the race, the person with the most votes wins. If there are 3 or more persons in a particular category, to win it outright, you must have 50 plus 1%. In other words, you've got to have 51% of the vote. In City Council District 2, you've got Frank Colvett Jr., John Emery, and Marvin White. I know very little about that particular race, so I can't predict on that. In City Council District 3, you've got Tanya Cooper and Patrice Jordan Robinson. It is my prediction that the incumbent Patrice Jordan Robinson will win in that. Okay, so y'all come with these jokes on Devin Clemens. City Council District 4, Jamita Swearigan and Brittany Thornton. My prediction, this is just my prediction, that Jamita Swearigan will almost take this race by a landslide. One of the things that Brittany Thornton was putting into the atmosphere, especially to the citizens in the Orange Mound area, was the factor that the Kroger store on Lamar had closed. And she was telling folks, Jamita Swearigan had something to do with it. How come y'all lost your store? Well, earlier this week, the Kroger store gave up that particular property. What is that, Sweet and Low? Not Sweet and Low. Super Low. What I said, Sweet and Low. Super Low store is now going to be there. She was on camera, as politicians do. So in that particular race, I believe that Jamita Swearigan will be victorious. City Council District 5, I am not familiar, I'm familiar with the persons, but in that race, John Merrick is running against Worth Morgan. Worth Morgan is the incumbent. I would have to pretty much say that I predict that Worth Morgan will pull it off. Now, what is going to be interesting is City Council District 6. I believe, my prediction, Edmund Ford Sr. will be victorious. Now, but in this race, Ed is hoping not to go into a runoff. My feelings on that is that with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 persons in that race, including a father and his daughter in that race, it's my prediction that there just could very well be a runoff, and I think that the runoff would be between Dale. I need you to fix it, Dale. Instagram. It was doing something about Android or something. I'm hopeful that Ed is able to get the 50 plus 1%. But realistically, I would have to think that with this many people in the race, that there would be a runoff between Ed and David Clemens. I don't think Perry Bond, nice guy. I like Perry. I don't know much about his daughter, who is a radical. I mean, she gotta be a radical if she's running against her father, Theron Bond. I don't know that much about her. I noticed that she had, on the couple of polls that I saw her having poll workers on, she had several white poll workers there. So it's going to be interesting. J. Jaquez Hamilton, don't know him. Paul Brown, don't know him. I don't think that any of these persons will have enough name recognition to be able to defeat Ed Ford. I think that in a one-on-one, if it goes into a runoff, that Ed Ford will defeat David Clemmings. Now, the race that I am sure that there is going to be a runoff in is District 7. In fact, I know it. There will be a runoff in District 7. The incumbent Berlin Board has the name recognition, even though there's a lot of persons in District 7 that think that he's a sellout, that he has not worked for the benefit of the people in that community. I still think that you cannot count Berlin Board out of the race. You've got Berlin Board, Michael and C.S. Esther Thomas, which you've got Touche Parkinson, State Representative Touche Parkinson. You've got Ricky Pete behind her. I don't know her. I think I've seen her once. She was in here on Mike Williams' show one Thursday night. I don't know of her having a history in the district. So is the support of a state representative and a political strategist enough to bring forth a victory in that race? You got Tony Green Cole, who I'm supporting, who was on this show last night, newcomer to politics, a singing diva extraordinaire, who decided that she wants to be in politics. You got Jimmy Hassan. Jimmy, I've known Jimmy over 20 some years. When I was skinny, I've never been skinny, but when I was of a lesser size, I think that's a nice word there. When I was of a lesser size than I am now, I shopped at his store, Fashion Corner. Jimmy did a little advertising several months ago, did no political advertising at all. I think Jimmy's chances are very slim in this race. I think that one of the things that becomes a disadvantage for Jimmy is his Muslim name of Hassan. And I'm just calling it what it is. And I'm a great supporter of the nation. And I don't know whether he's with the nation or not, but I'm a great supporter of the Nation of Islam and Muslims. But I think that especially in an area where there is whites and you've got this many people running, especially when you start to dealing with the downtown whites, I think that the name Hassan becomes a disadvantage. You got Jared Price, newcomer to politics, got a little money, but I don't think that the money him having will make a whole lot of difference. I didn't see a lot of presence of his workers on the poll doing early voting. I did see some poll workers today. Where were we at? Dave Wells Community Center. Will the Underdog Richardson. I spoke with Will the Underdog Richardson about advertising on the Thaddeus Matthews show. They didn't have the money to advertise on Thaddeus Matthews show, but I did see him advertising on regular TV. Okay, it is what it is. I don't think that he'll win. I don't think that he will even place in the top 3. And not based on the fact that he didn't advertise, and then again, it could be that. I just don't think that Will, the underdog, Richardson, is a person that was known enough. Um, and I think sometimes when you put these slangs in your name, it also can become a disadvantage as well. Katrina Smith, all I ever heard about her was she was pretty and had a curvaceous body. That's all I've heard. I've never met her. That's well, hell, that's all I've heard. Then you got Thurston Smith. Thurston killed himself, not literally, y'all, but he killed himself. I don't think he had much of a chance, no way, but I think that when he pulled a gun on Anthony Johnson, who is the former husband, the ex-husband of a sitting judge, I think he kind of signed his own death warrant politically. Uh, Even if Thurston was to win, his being indicted on a felony charge would get him automatically taken off the seat. Then you get a singer, another singer in there, Larry Springfield. I don't think that Larry has a snowball chance in hell. Nice singer, but I don't think that he's there. Now, when I look at this race again, Berlin Board will get votes, whether you like him or not. Berlin has the support of developers and the elitists. But do I think he'll get 50% of the vote? No. Or 51%? No. I think it's too many variables, too many people in that race for him to get 51% of the vote. So those races are the races that could go into overtime, as they call it, would go into a runoff. And again, I don't think there'll be a runoff in one. I'm not sure about two. Three, there'll be no runoff. Four, there'll be no runoff. Five, there'll be no runoff. Six, very possibly. Seven, very possibly also. When we get into the super district races, City Council Super District 8, Position 1, you got LaTroy Alexandra Williams, Nicole Claiborne, Jerry Curry, Derek D. Harris, J.B. Smiley, and Pearl Eva Walker. Now, y'all know I'm pushing and I support Nicole Claiborne. There are those who say that she can't win because she's a no-namer. She didn't have the money that a J.B. Smiley had. Well, I think that her appearance on this show 5 times picked her up a lot of support and picked her up a lot of votes. The person that I saw on the circuit who probably had the most money is J.B. Smiley. Again, my issue with J.B. Smiley was his integrity, his lying on the police. Pearl Eva Walker, I know Pearl, known her for some years, but she was almost non-functional as a candidate. Didn't have no monies. And if you ain't got no monies, then it's kind of hard for you to go forth with the necessary campaign. Nicole had a little monies. Plus, she had this show. She had this show, being on this show, being able to communicate her positions. I think that helped her. This is a race that is going to be hard for me to call. I want to see Nicole win this. Jerry Curry, who sets on, and Steve Cohen, that demon of politics that all you good Negroes love. Y'all think that his do don't stink. The congressman from the 9th Congressional District had re-elect her on his commercial. She's never been elected. She was appointed to the city council back in December, and immediately she was given over $100,000 for her campaign from power brokers, developers, and the elitists. Y'all see some outdoors? Everybody looking at the cameras. The outdoors camera. Y'all see the Booger Man outside. But Jerry Curry, I think, is not a real factor in this race. Jerry Curry's name is not a name that is well known in the district. She does not have a political frontage, as I call it. She hasn't been out there. So I'm thinking that everybody in that race is on even territory. So it's going to be interesting in that race. Then we go to Super District 8, Position 2. Miranda Alexandra Williams, LaTroy's daughter, will be a non-factor. She's a non-factor in that race. Cheyenne Johnson, who is appointed to the seat also, who was the former Shelby County assessor of property. I don't know whether that's going to help Cheyenne in this race. You've got Frank William Johnson, who I do not know. You've got Craig Littles, who has been campaigning. You've got Brian Salisbury, who has been campaigning. I don't think that Miranda she's a non-factor. She's a total non-factor. But between Cheyenne, Frank William Johnson, Craig Littles, Brian Salisbury, I don't think that Frank Williams Johnson is a factor at all. I don't know him, haven't heard him. I don't even know if I saw a sign out with his name. This race is going to come between Cheyenne Johnson, because her name is out there, Craig Littles, and Brian Salisbury. I'm hoping for Brian Salisbury, but we'll see in just a very few hours. Super District 8, Position 3. Kat Allen. I hope she's used up all her 9 lives politically. She's a dead cat on the line. R.S. Ford Sr. That's Rod Ford, who is absolutely positively no relations to the political Fords. But the name Ford will get him votes. Okay? I saw Rod several years ago with not one sign, no brochure, damn near win a race because his last name was Ford. But I don't think he's a factor in this race. Martavius Jones is the incumbent. You've got Gerald Kiner, Pam Lee, Lynette Williams. Gerald Kiner, campaigning, got a few signs, got a little money, was on this show. He can't beat Martavius. He can't beat him in this race. Preacher from down in the Hickory Hill area, he will not be able to defeat, in my opinion, Martavius Jones. Pam Lee, I don't even know her. I've seen 1 or 2 people with a sign of Pam Lee, but I don't know Pam Lee. She didn't make enough noise. Lynette Williams Looney. She will not, she will not be a factor in that race at all. None whatsoever. Um, Somebody said I voted for the guy I thought he was a real Ford. Damn. He is a real Ford. His mama named him Ford, but he's not a part of the political Ford family. And if Rod was to win, and I know Rod, I like Rod. If Rod Ford was to win that seat, you want to talk about some craziness that would be on the council? You would need to sell tickets and popcorn for a city council meeting. It would be just that particular wild. And like someone just texted me, I voted for him because I thought he was a real Ford. And, you know, but he's not. Is that something you're giving me? Sit back and read. What kind of blackout?
The lights, streets.
They had a blackout in South Memphis right before 7 p.m. Huh. So, how many of the precincts did that affect? Huh?
That's what I'm trying to look up now.
Okay. But I'm hearing that there was a blackout in South Memphis right before 7 p.m. So, I don't know what the law is on that. If the precinct lose electricity. Okay. Yeah. If Rod Ford, all right, let me go back to this. If Rod Ford wins, Uncle Thad, see all these little young boys, I'm uncle to them, they say. Uncle Thad, I did it. I could hear Rod Ford giving me a call. Somebody is saying, who is Cleveland Force? Is that she got a Cleveland thing on her page? But someone said there was a complete blackout in South Memphis. So when I do a commercial break, I'm going to try to find out exactly where the blackout was. Did they say what part of South Memphis? Yeah.
3rd in Kansas.
3rd in Kansas. The precinct that would affect would be the place, the church that we went to today, Mount Zion Baptist Church, where we went today. It could affect that, but I don't know how heavy of a polling place that would be, especially right at 7 o'clock. But we will check again. One of the things that I'm very concerned about is the stealing of votes. It has happened in Shelby County with the Shelby County Election Commission. We've seen numbers drastically change. I can remember some years ago, we were all at the bench mall when it existed. And Democrats were ahead in all of the races. Went to a commercial break, came back, and Republicans in less than 3 minutes had all of the categories won. We went to court in Shelby County with the Shelby County Election Commission because it was found out that they were using the black box, that votes were being changed. So I'm sure that there are some mechanisms in place, especially through the Heritage Organization to watch these particular areas. But back to Super District 8, Position 3, I'm thinking that Martavius Jones will take this. And I'm going to say this, that R.S. Ford Sr. is going to come in second place. I don't think Gerald Kiner has enough traction to do it. I think that Rod Ford will not win, but come in second in that race based on the fact. Carl Sims.
Hey, what the, you ain't on Harris?
Yes, sir. I don't know why you called me this time of year. I'll call you when I get off the air tonight.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I like when you said bye-bye. The singer, Carl Sims, he's just ringing me up. I know what he wants. Yeah, okay. That's going to be an interesting race. In Super District 9, Position 1, Chase Carlisles and Erica Sugarman. Chase Carlisles will win that. I don't think, in that area, I think that's Cordova. The Sugarman name don't mean a damn thing to the white folk that live out there. It's got some history in black areas, and really a whole lot of black people don't know the Sugarman name. I'm predicting that Chase Carlisles will win. In Super District 9, Position 2, Maurico Calvo, Fred Canale, Danielle Jones. I didn't see any, I think Danielle is black, just having that name sound black to me. I don't think that she ever got any traction. If I had to call it based on name recognition, I would call it for Ford Canale. Super District 9, Position 3, you got Charlie Birch, Kobe Fletcher, Tyrone Romeo Franklin. Now he black. Ain't no way in the hell that's no white boy. Tyrone Romeo Franklin. That's about as hood as you gonna get. Okay. It is. And Dr. Jeff Warren. If I call that race, the person that I've seen with the most marketing has been Jeff Warren, who is also a former school board member. I want to talk about this clerk's race, but I tell you what, give me some water and take a break. I don't have all them commercials now. We took all the political commercials out, so I'll be back real quickly right here on the Thaddeus Matthews Show. Woo! All right, who the fuck needs to go?
Okay, the light's coming back on now.
Biz gone. The lights are back on.
They coming back on now. Somebody said the lights went off downtown last night, so they must was last week, so they must was practicing for tonight.
Someone says the blackout is between Mallory and Lamar. Harvard Avenue by President's Island and Overtime Park.
Shit, that's half the city then, if it's all the way up to Overton Park from 3rd Street.
Real Rep Twin. You gone. Ugh. All right, yeah, what they call it, you gone time, yeah. So let all of them know on Instagram that when I go to commercial break, you gone. Somebody said, I wish you would have ran for mayor's election. Hell, they don't make about $175,000 a year. Hey, Selena, how you be, baby? Cherie, hello to you. Do I do weddings? Yes. Do you? But you have to pay for it. I don't marry folk for free.
She put a count me in.
Okay.
And 5, 4, 3, 2.
And welcome back to the Thaddeus Matthews Show. Tonight's the night. Tonight is the night. You make me a winner. Okay. You said you'd be okay. But anyway, it's going to be a very interesting night, and I'm sure that the votes will start coming in very shortly. I think that the blackout has ended. Is the blackout over?
No,
It's not? Okay.
it's coming back, but it's not completed.
It's not, they're letting lights come on a little bit at a time. Now, I don't know, see, at 7 o'clock, if you are in line, you have to be allowed to vote. I don't know what happens when you lose the power. Do you stay around? Well, they know black folk ain't gonna stay there. I tried to vote, child, but the power went out. Hell, I had to go check to see if my meat done spoiled in the refrigerator, child. Hell, okay. Ooh. All right, let's go back here. Let's go down to the clerk race. You got Joe Brown, former city council person. And well, let me call all these names. I'm gonna give you my feelings on some of this. Delicia. I always got a joke for that, but DeGraffin Reed, that's a woman named Delicious. Stop that is. D. Gibbons, Carl Irons, Myron Lowry, Lee Esther Redmond, William Stovall, George Dempsey Summers, and David Vincerelli. Now let me give you my thoughts on this particular race. I think that it's going to come down to Joe Brown, Myron Lowry, the least two that are qualified. The least two that's qualified. I think it will be based on name recognition. Myron Lowry, Joe Brown, both served on the Memphis City Council for years. Joe Brown is still there. Okay. Myron retired, and prior to Myron's getting sick, and I talked to his son today, Mikhail Lowry, who is a Shelby County Commissioner. You know, I said, man, why did your dad even run for this? He said, well, Dad had already planned to do this before he got sick. And Myron, hope that you're doing well. Now, you know, we've never been political favorites, but, you know, I do hope you the best in your health. Joe Brown, to me, was not a great city council person. I noticed, and I don't mean no harm when I say this, that the majority of Joe Brown's poll workers, how do I say this and not be crude? What's the word I need there?
They were developmentally challenged.
Yeah. That really sounds almost worse than what the word I was going to
No,
use.
it does not.
His poll workers looked as though they were developmental. What's that word? How I say it again? Because you know, I wanted to say something else. But they looked like they were developmentally challenged. They did. Probably didn't get paid nothing. But the majority of them, the ones I saw Saturday, you gonna vote for Joe Brown. You want the tip pampers. I ain't making fun of him, but look like he went to one of them special needs places and got all the special needs people that he could find. That probably he ain't pay him no whole lot of money. Now that's just and I am not making fun of folk that are special needs, because somebody would probably say, I'm special needs too. Okay? Somebody will say, you special needs too. Yeah. You can't talk about nobody. Somebody said developmentally delayed. Developmentally delayed? When's it gonna catch up? Okay, stop, because y'all gonna send me into that silly zone. Sonia Hester, happy birthday to you. How old is Sonia Hester today? 48. All right, go on, girl. You ain't a spring chicken no more. All right, but in that race, even though you've got people more qualified, you got Myron Lowry and Joe Brown, whose names are out there. Okay. Yeah. But again, I think that the factor that Myron's name has been out there forever as a name that is familiar, Joe Brown. And here's one of the things that's going to happen with the name Joe Brown. Many people are going to get Judge Joe Brown and City Councilman Joe Brown confused. You're going to think it's the judge from the TV show, and it's not. So this is going to be an interesting factor. Delicious DeGraff and Reed, you know, baby, you're going to just have to stay delicious, because, you know, I don't think, even though you work in the clerk's office, I don't think that you can pull it off. Dee Gibbons, don't know who you are. Carl Irons II, that means there's one more of you. I don't think that you're going to be able to pull it off. Lee Esther. And you know, I saw Lee Esther the other day, sir, and she wouldn't speak to me. Not that I give a damn. I mean, maybe she was talking about, maybe she was mad because I talked about her commercial. And it's lack of saying anything. I don't know. People don't want the truth. William Stovall is the most qualified person, but is he going to be able to pull it off? George Dempsey Summers, no. Nice guy. David Vincent has ran from everything from scoop to nuts. He's been running for the last 20 years that I know of. And David, nice guy. David Vincent. Sound like y'all to be in one of them gangster movies with the mob. David Vincent. Yeah. And I don't know why Lee Esther got mad. When Nicole brought me her commercial that she let some Rudy Poo develop, she brought it to me. She had already paid me. All I had to do was run it. I called Nicole. I said, you won't win with this. It's shoddy. It's not professional. And they told me this was a media teacher. I said, hell, I don't know what kind of media he teaching because this won't work. She had no problems with me changing. I've only been doing this 35 years. I ought to know a little something about commercials, making commercials, producing commercials. And we changed her commercial and it became a strong commercial. Lee Esther's was doo-doo. Okay, it was just plum doo-doo. Doo-doo. But that wasn't no reason to be mad at me. When didn't speak. I stood right by her. She wouldn't even speak to me. Okay. I lost about 2 seconds of sleep over that. But those are those particular races. Richard, you gone. See, sometimes I catch y'all before the commercials come. Okay. Somebody said votes are streaming on the bottom of NBC Memphians.
Okay, they coming in.
Huh?
They coming in.
They coming in? Bring them here so I can see them, or tell me where I can go to find them. So I can see them numbers. So we can keep the peoples abreast of what's going on. You got 'em?
I just said,
You just sent them to me? Oh, let's see. All right, it is presently showing Jim Strickland ahead at 33,283. Willie Harrington at 14,889. Tammy Sawyer 2,881. Sharon Webb 245. Prince Mongo, I forget he was in there. 231. LaMichael Wilson 166. David Walker 118. Terrence Boyce 117. Stephen Bradley 110. Leo Agawat 44. Angelo Piggies 40 votes. City Council number 1, it is presently showing, and these are, I'm sure these are the early voting numbers. Rhonda Logan at 2,331. Sherman Greer, 1,922. Don Bonner, 664. In City Council District 2, Frank Colbert, 4,326. Marvin White, 2,266. John Emery, 700 votes. City Council District 3, Patrice Jordan Robinson, 4,332. Tanya Cooper, 1,429. City Council District 4, Jamila Swearengin and Brittany Thornton. Jamila with 3,914. Brittany Thornton, 1,641. District 5, you've got, damn, I was looking at somebody else's race. Huh? Worth Morgan, 6,000. Damn. You know I'm looking at the next race, right? 6,738. John Marek, 3,521. City Council District 6. Ed Ford Sr., 6,199 votes. Davin Clemens, 1,307 votes. Damn, Davin. Perry Bond, 542. Theron Bond, 391. Jaquez Hampton, 332. Paul Brown, 224. City Council District 7. Berlin Boyd, 1,611. Michaelin C.S. Esther Thomas, 919 votes. Still got a chance. Jared Price, 466. Katrina Smith, 465. Jimmy Hassan, 396. Larry Springfield, 338. Tony Green Cole, 334. Will the Underdog Richardson, 328. Thurston Smith, 138 votes. In the City Council Super District 8, J.B. Smiley with 8,412. Jerry Curry, 6,504. D. Harris, 2,792. M. LaTroy Williams, 2,320. Nicole Claiborne, 2,160. Pearl Eva Walker, 1,400 votes. City Council Super District 8, Position 2, Cheyenne Johnson, 12,959. Craig Littles, 3,942. Brian Salisbury, 3,368. Miranda, 2,324. Frank William Johnson, 1,068. City Council Super District 8 with Rod Ford, nothing is reported as of yet. City Council Super District 9-1, not reported. 9-2, not reported. City Council Super District 9-3, not reported. The judges' races are not reported as of yet. City court clerks are not reported, and the referendum as of yet. Did it say how many precincts this was that's reporting? Huh? You got some new numbers? Huh? See my phone? New one? What? Tell me where to go to on my phone. You gonna find all them naked pictures in my phone. Give me the update. These the same numbers.
Down to 9,
Huh?
down number 9 was?
Yeah, the ones you just gave me are the same numbers.
Hit your refresh button, cause I got position 9, district 9, that's what I was asking.
Let's see. City Council Super District 9, Position 1, Chase Carlisle's for 12,465. Erica Sugarman, 11,925. In the Super District 9, Position 2, Ford Canale, 14,807. Danielle Jones, 4,811. Mariko Calvo, 4,249. Super District 9, Position 3, Jeff Warren, 11,885. Cody Fletcher, 7,432. Tyrone Romeo, Franklin, 2,234. Charlie Birch, 1,754. Teresa Jones in Division 1, 28,951. Latrina Davis Ingram, 10,265. In the race with Jane Chandler and David Poole. Jane Chandler, 27,491. David Poole, 16,811. In the clerks races, Myron Lowry with 19,300. Joe Brown, 13,533. And everybody else in their much lower numbers. For the referendum, 27,538, and that's for the sales tax, which would go to the police department, and 23,530, that's no. All right, let's take a commercial break, and we'll be right back. What's the percentage of the polls that's in? Levante, you gone. Is these are the early voting numbers, I'm sure. Damn, Doc. Jim Strickland personally has 64%. Now, unless there is a massive turnout today, and I know that they have not counted today's numbers as of yet, but with that much of a lead by Jim Strickland, unless there's a bunch of votes that are not out there, it's going to be hard to recoup that. But it is slaughtering Check to see if you got an update. How do I get an update on this?
Just, refresh.
What the? Look like JB gonna pull it off. According to where the votes that are not counted. And that 8-2 is gonna be almost impossible for Brian, Craig Littles, or anybody to catch up. Rod is in second place. With 27%, 6379. All right, Xavier, whatever your damn name is, you gone.
And five,
Oh.
4, 3, 2.
Oh, I'm back. Thank you. I'm still looking at these numbers. Let me refresh. Now, I'm sure that these are early voting numbers. And I don't know what the numbers are, and I'm sure these numbers have not been released or have not been added to this as of yet. But Jim Strickland is ahead with twice the number of votes of Dr. Harrington. 33,854. Woody Harrington presently 15,164. Tammy Sawyer a distant third at 2,992. Damn, Sharon Webb 247. Robert Prince Mongo Hodges 234. LaMichael Wilson 170. And these other, okay. City Council District 1, Rhonda Logan, 2,409. Incumbent Sherman Greer, 1,962. Don Bonner, 675. Frank Colbert is winning in City Council District 2 with 4,325. Marvin White, 2,266. John Emery, 700. District 3, Patrice Jordan Robinson with 75% of the vote, 4,391. Tanya Cooper, 1,446. District 4, Jamita Swearingen, 3,914. Brittany Thornton, 1,641. Worth Morgan in District 5, 6,738. John Merrick, 3,521. Edmund Ford in District 6, 6,199. Damon Clemens, 1,306. he will not be able to recover from this. Ed, it looked like there will not be a runoff in that race unless there's a whole lot of votes that have not been counted, and this is a single district race. Yeah, Berlin Board, 1,611, Michael and C.S. Esther Thomas, 919, and the rest of the people in the race, their numbers don't even factor in. Thurston Smith, the lowest one, 138 votes. In Super District 8, Position 1, J.B. Smiley, 8,612, Jerry Curry, 6,688, D. Harris, 2,872, Emily Troy Williams, 2,382, Nicole, 2,232, Pearl Walker, 1,448. In the Super District 8-2, Cheyenne is way ahead with 13,265, Craig Littles, 4,044, Brian Salisbury, 3,474. In the Super District 8, Position 3, Martavius Jones, 11,765. Rod Ford, who has not spent one dime, not one dime campaign, don't have a sign, don't have a brochure, but he's running off the last name Ford. As I stated, is coming in second place with 6,480. Pam Lee, 2,572. Lynette Williams, 1,857. Gerald Kiner, 1,025. Cat Allen, 668. Now, what is surprising is the City Council Super District 9, Position 1. This race is running neck and neck. Chase Carlisle's with 12,501 votes. Erica Sugarman, 12,089 votes. Yeah, that should catch up in that race. City Council Super District 9, Position 2, Ford Canale, way ahead of anybody. In City Council Super District 9, 3, Jeff Warren, way ahead. In the judges race, Teresa Jones, way ahead. Tarek Sugarman had no competition. In the race between Jane Chandler and David Poole, she has 27,491. David Poole has 16,811 votes. City Court Clerk, Myron is ahead of Joe Brown. The rest of the numbers really don't factor in. Sales tax, voting yes for the local option on the sales tax. Presently, it's ahead at 27,538 and no on 23,530 votes. Okay? Yeah. Let's see. Jay, Depo, 59, you gone. Man. Freak Rock, you gone as well. All right, these are the numbers as of right now. And really the only race that I'm concerned about at this point is the mayor's race. And presently, Jim Strickland is ahead of Willie Harrington probably by 15,000 votes. Tammy's coming in a distant third at 2,992. Sharon Whale is even on the radar at 2,047. Prince Mongo, 234. And LaMichael only has 170 votes. Now that's surprising to me. I thought that LaMichael's numbers would, in fact, I thought that LaMichael's, he would be number 4 right now, if not number 3. The rest of the persons in the race are non-factors totally. In this City Council District 1, Ken Sherman Greer catch up. He has 1962. Rhonda Logan has 2409. It's an interesting night, but tonight is, what did I do? Okay. Tonight is the night where we see who is going to lead the city of Memphis. Strange numbers, strange things are happening in my coordination of numbers here, but it is what it is. All right, it's about what, 8:15, about 8:18 on this election night. Are there any surprises for you? Is there anything that you did not see happening? And again, I am real concerned about the numbers with Jim Strickland and Willie Harrington. If these numbers stay the way that they are, Jim Strickland could remain the mayor of the city of Memphis another 4 years. Could. Again, we don't know where the other numbers are. We don't know where the numbers are from today. I'm almost positive that these are early voting numbers that we're getting right now. Early voting numbers. And that the actual numbers for today's vote have not shown as of yet. Let's take another commercial break and we will be back. How many commercials do we have? Hell, I miss all the long commercials. It's the one thing, and I'm back, bitches, shut your cock out of there. Motherfucker, you got to be the stupidest motherfucker in the world. You come back. Do you not realize that every time you come back, I'm gonna do like I'm doing now? You're gone. District 7 will have a runoff. James ahead of David by 10,000 votes. And I still say they haven't pulled today's numbers yet. Huh? Hmm. This living room bitch, you gone.
Thaddeus Matthews, number one.
Do what?
Thaddeus Matthews, number
And
one.
5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, we are back here on the Thaddeus Matthews Show. I am somewhat surprised at the numbers uh, in the mayor's race, and let me refresh and see. Okay, Jim Strickland's numbers are pretty much holding. Willie Harris's numbers are holding where it's been for about the last 15, 20 minutes. Jim Strickland at 38,026 votes. Willie Harrington, 17,485. Tammy Sawyer at a little bit over 3,500. Rhonda Logan's numbers are good. More than likely, she will be victorious in that particular race. There would not be a runoff in that race the way it's looking as of right now. District 2 will not be a runoff in that race. District 3, you're gonna have 2 people in it. And Patrice Jordan is almost at 5,000 votes, 4,940. Tanya Cooper, 1,619. District 4, there will not be a runoff. 4,795. Jamita Swearingen, Brittany Thornton, 2,071. Again, unless there's a bunch of numbers out. City Council District 5, well, couldn't be a runoff in that one anyway. City Council District 6 will not be a runoff with 67% of the polls in that area. Edmund Ford Sr. will return to the City Council with 6,281 votes. David Clemens is not even coming in close with about almost 15% with 1,423. Perry Bond, 566. His daughter, 455. Jaquez Hamilton, 356. Paul Brown, 261. There will be, unless these numbers change in City Council District 7, there will be a runoff between Burley and Boyd and Michael and C.S. Esther Thomas. Super District 8-1, unless these numbers change. Now, yeah, this is a super district. J.B. Smiley is ahead now with 9,487. Jerry Curry, 7,386. None of the others can catch up. It's not going to be a catch up in this particular race. City Council Super District 8, Position 2. Cheyenne Johnson already has 54% of the vote with 14,532. Closest person is Craig Littles at 4,625. Rod Ford, Martavius has 13,016. Rod Ford has 7,203. Did not spend one dime. Okay, it's Levante, you gone again. You know, I have folk on Instagram, once I block them, you keep on coming. You keep on coming back, and I'm gonna keep on blocking you. So I'm looking at the numbers. Let me refresh again. Okay. Yeah, these numbers are not looking favorable for Dr. Harrington, and that's just being realistic about the numbers. When Jim Strickland has almost twice the votes, and I'm being told that all of the preachers that were part of the sellout deal, all at his campaign headquarters celebrating. So we're going to have to see what is going on. Let me open up the phone lines. They'll keep me abreast over there because I'm not going to be able to do it from here. Put the number up, T. 901-231-9239. What's your view on what you see going on tonight. 901-231-9239. Is any of this surprising to anyone? I thought that the race between Dr. Harrington and Strickland would be much closer than this.
To accept, press 1.
Go ahead.
Yes, I'm calling in about the race. I'm kind of sad and disappointed that I'm hearing the numbers that are coming in about the mayor race between Harrison and Strickland.
Okay. Did you think that the numbers would be a lot closer? I did.
I really thought they would be far closer than what I'm hearing you read out. Hopefully, they hadn't case all the ballots at this time, but man, it's kind of hurtful.
Well, it's hurtful that black folk are in the mindset that we're in. But
Right about that.
we'll see what the closing results will be. Thank you so much, brother. Yeah, I thought that these numbers would be a neck and neck battle. Okay? I did. I really thought it would be a neck and neck battle, but it's not. The votes of Jim Strickland are twice the number for Dr. Harrington. Let's go to the phone lines. You're on there.
Hi, Mrs. Matthews. I just wanted to say that it is very disappointing that our people did not go out and vote for Dr. Harrington. We have had such a strenuous last few years, and we are not going to get better until we have the right people in office for us to have a fighting chance.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that we are of the mindset that the white man is going to do us better. Okay?
That's right.
I think that you also ran into the factor that there are black folk that just did not want to see, and it's very apparent, did not want to see Dr. Harrington win.
Right, right. Instead, you'd rather take something and you know that they don't care about us. You know they don't care about us. It's sad to say you would rather for that man or any other person to be in office instead of someone you know is credible, know that someone that's not going to kiss nobody's behind. He's going to do what he says he's going to do. We already know Strickland ain't finna do nothing. He's finna do just what he's been doing. Making sure that the big people keep getting rich.
All right, Don, thank you so much. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right. 901-231-9239 is the number if you'd like to jump on in here. You know, it's what it is. It's what it is. Black folk did not go to the polls. Okay? Selena, he already gone. Black folk didn't vote. You didn't go and vote. Or many of you that did vote, you voted for Strickland. And the numbers are very apparent. Let me go to an update and see. Yeah, Jim Strickland now is at 42,701. Don't call me right this minute, thank you. I'll tell you it's okay. Willie Harrington, 19,413. Tammy Sawyer, 39,83. City Council District 1. Rhonda Logan is ahead. Sherman Greer, the incumbent, according to where these votes that are out are, will, gonna have a rough time. Patrice will win in District 3, City Council District 2, Frank Colbart will win. Jamita Swearengin will win in District 4. Worth Morgan will win in number 5. Ed Ford, without a runoff, will win in City Council District 6. Berlin Boyd and Michaelin Esther, according to where these numbers, he's at 1802. Michaelin is at, don't y'all see, I said I was talking. Don't call me right this minute. I'm looking at the phone for the numbers. 999. So she's almost at 1,000 votes. See, when I tell you don't call me, when I see your number, when I stop by, I will not answer your call. J.B. Smiley is ahead presently with 9,487. Jerry Curry, 7,386. City Council Super District 8 and 2, Cheyenne Johnson will win in this particular race with 14,532. So R.S. Rod Ford is Rod's got 7,203 votes. Martavius has 1,316. In the race in Super District 9-1, Erica Sugarman and Chase Carlisle are running neck and neck. Erica is now ahead with 14,358. Chase Carlisle, 14,166. Super District 9-2, hey, let's see, Ford Canale. Sir, did you hear me not say, not to call me while I was doing the numbers? Okay, then get your funky ass off the doggone phone. Okay. Very, very simple. Very simple. If the numbers shift, could Rod Ford win? But it's a lot of numbers got to come up. Sir, did you not hear me say not to call me right this minute? Did you not hear me say that? Okay, thank you. Jeff Warren will win in Super District 9-3. Well, let me, here's what I'm gonna do with this guy from Maryland that's calling. We just gonna block your number all the way out of the phone so that you will not be able to call at all. There. Let me go back to this. Yeah. It appears at this particular point with 63% of the totals in that Jim Strickland will return to the mayor's office for another 4 years. Now that's totally disappointing to me. But we have no one to blame in this community for this, but black people. You didn't go to the polls. You didn't go. You think I accidentally hit who? I don't think I did. You think that everything is okay in America, and it's not. You think it is, but it's not. So you get what you want. And ask yourselves, those of you that voted for Jim, why didn't you vote for Dr. Harrington? What is it about Jim Strickland that persuaded you to vote for him? What did he do for you? Okay, what did he do? But these numbers are totally, to me, just totally disappointing. Just totally disappointing. So, what's going on? Totally disappointing that we are stuck as a people in the dog ages. Okay, well, y'all quit telling me who needs to come back in. I'm doing my damn show. I really don't care at this point. Okay, thank you. Why? Why are we? And then when I look at what happened in Dallas with Amber Geiger, and I think that's where I'll go tomorrow night. I think that's where I'll deal with that story on tomorrow night. The Amber Geiger, because there are some things that I saw yesterday that had me totally confused. I see a brother that says, forgive her. I really don't want her to go to jail. I see a black law enforcement officer, bailiff in the court, playing in the hair of Amber Geiger in open court. I see a judge that comes off of the bench, comes down, and hugs a murderer, that tells the jury that they can invoke the stand my ground rule so that she can get a reduction. Stand your ground in somebody else's apartment. I see the judge giving Amber Geiger a Bible and telling her to read John 3:16. I got some issues with that, and I'm going to say something about that on tomorrow night. Forget the politics. Look like it's all been said. It's all been done. So it's now back to shows that may make a difference. Or it's back to show business. This political stuff for a people that's asleep and want to remain asleep. Many of you want to remain asleep. That's where you are. You just sleep and you're nodding on truth. You don't want it. The report has come out. Willie Harrington has conceded the Memphis mayoral race. It's coming out over the wires now. That Willie Harrington has conceded. I guess I can go get a drink now. He has conceded this particular race. For me, it's a sad day in Memphis, Tennessee. It's a sad day that we as a people just don't give a damn. We just don't give a damn. So I'm going to be from this point on nothing but about my money. Educating us, informing us, dealing with issues in the community really makes no difference. I told Dale yesterday, even with the food program, we couldn't even get volunteers to come Saturday so that we could give 200 people something to eat, groceries. So I ain't doing it. I am not going to worry about it any longer. I told them, ain't no way in the hell I'm gonna let you go there and try to do all of that by yourself. I have folk at the church who can find everything to do but come and be a part. Everybody got a film, everybody got something to do. I know if you got a job, you got a job. But black folk in this country, we are in a sad state of affairs. So I'm going to my regular Thursday night spot, get my regular Thursday night drink, because what is all of this for? Now I made a little money off of it, but other than that, are we that far behind? Are we that far behind as a people in a city that is 72% black? You allow black preachers to sell you out because they're going to get paid now. They'll get everything that they told the mayor that they wanted. They'll get their 30 pieces of silver now. You'll have your black politicians, your state legislators who supported Strickland with their ballots. You'll see them get favors done. To me, it's a sad day for black people in Memphis, Tennessee. Let's take a commercial break and we'll be right back. Yeah, ain't no need going down on that. Huh? Especially if he's already conceded. there'll be a runoff if she don't get the 50 plus 1%. And that would run the Logan. Patrice has 75% of the vote. Jamita got 69%. Ed Ford, hell, that's a landslide. Tammy Sawyer has conceded. Mm. How many minutes I got total?
And five, three, two, one.
All right, we're back here. Tammy Sawyer has, okay, Tammy Sawyer has conceded as well. So Jim Strickland will serve a second term as mayor of the city of Memphis. Hell, Doc, just go on at the house, sit and live off your money, your finances. Because Negroes in this city are asleep. But all these sellout preachers, man, ain't nothing they can tell me. Nothing that they can tell me. You know, and they get the crumbs. These preachers that did all of these big announcements, Ed Stevens, Bill Atkins, Ricky Floyd, who else was in that? Lasimba Gray, several others. They get the benefits. They get the appointments to positions. They get the grants from the city. And here I am. I can't get volunteers to come and help. We already got the groceries. I can't get folk at Naked Truth. I can't get folk away from Naked Truth to come and just volunteer. I wanted, because of the remainder, because of the finances that I was personally having to put in, depriving myself to try to help others in this community. I said, well, let me slow this down. I can't do this every month thing. I said, but I got enough groceries for 200 families that will eat for at least a week to a week and a half. Got that. Need some volunteers. Can get none. So again, I'm not, I ain't gonna worry about it. Saturday, don't come. You know, I will take the food And as there's a real need that someone has, then I'll take care of it. But I'm not going, to put Dale in that position. We send a bag of groceries for 200 separate families, and no one in this community appreciates what I do. So, damn y'all. Now that's just my sentiments. Tomorrow night, it's back to show business as usual. It's back to topics that are controversial. What else is there? I mean, what else can I do? There is nothing else that can be done. I'm finna go. How many minutes I got? I can go. Join me for the best in blues. That's what I can say. At 6 a.m. in the morning. 6 a.m. in the morning for the best in blues. I'm gonna blues your ass off in the morning. To me, it's a sad night in the city of Memphis. To me, it's a sad day when black folk cannot realize that we are our own worst enemy. It's a sad day when we think that the white man is the one that is going to deliver us. But damn, who's going to deliver us from us? Top of the evening to you.